Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here, back in Woods Hole. That picture certainly takes me back. It turned out pretty well, didn't it? Now, you've all seen moving pictures run backwards, where people undive out of the swimming pool back onto the board. I'm going to run a moving picture of you backwards. You've just had breakfast. Now I'm going to run the picture backwards. And all the food comes out of your mouth onto the plate, and the plates go back up onto the serving tray, and things go back into the stove, back into the icebox, and from the icebox they go back into the cans, and the cans go back to the store, and from the store they go to the wholesaler. Then from the wholesaler, they go to the factories where they've been put together, and then to trucks and ships, and finally back to pineapples in Hawaii. And then the pineapples separate out, go back into the air, and then the raindrops go back into the sky, and so forth. But in the very fast, accelerated reversal of a month, practically everything has come together that you now have on board you, gradually becoming your hair, your skin, and so forth. Whereas a month ago, it was some air coming over the mountains. In other words, you get completely deployed. Think of yourselves as each one of these deployed elements. If we had some way of putting traces on the pictures, you would see chemical elements gradually getting closer and closer together until finally getting into those various vegetable places and into roasts and tighter into cans, into the store, and finally getting to being just you or me, temporarily becoming my hair, my ear, some part of my skin. And then that breaks up and goes off and gets blown around as dust. Each of us is a very complex pattern, integrity, an integral function of universe, an omniconvergent, divergent, systemic, kinetic geometry patterning of all our breathing, heart beating, expanding, contracting. People ask me what it's like to travel on a spaceship. Well, what's it like? You're traveling on one right now, in a beautifully designed spaceship. And listen, it does its job so quietly. Each of us is a pattern integrity. In the Navy, every ship comes with an operations manual. No one gave us an operations manual for running Spaceship Earth. We weren't even told it was a spaceship. We had to find that out for ourselves. We're still learning. In the Navy, I learned to play war games. But in the real game, the world game, doing more with less, it's a design science revolution. Not a bloody revolution where we get on just by killing each other off and seeing who survives. Science now finds there is enough for all, but only if the sovereign fences are completely removed. The basic you or me, not enough for both, ergo someone must die principles of class warfaring are extinct. But I never attack undesirable socioeconomic phenomena. I cultivate necessary tools, making their use so easy, efficient, and pleasant that the undesirable ways will simply be abandoned. I never try to tell anybody else what to do. We must do our own thinking. That's what the individual is all about. So each person in the world game, you're really keeping your own scorecard. Does the individual have the courage to really go along with the truth? Or are you going to be swayed by the crowd, scared about your job, whatever it may be? If we don't have the guts, we'll blow ourselves up. When the world believed that there was not enough to go around, selfishness made sense. Now we know there is enough to go around. Selfishness has no integrity whatsoever. There are logical things that can be and should be done for all of humanity. And it's what you just do. Like the crew of a ship when the ship's in danger. Spaceship Earth's in danger. Find out what needs to be done. Only the individual can set aside greed and fear and plunge into the design science revolution, into doing more and more with less and less. We passed an invisible threshold in 1969 when we learned to do so much with so little as to land humans on the moon and return them safely to Earth. Humanity has the option to become successful on our planet if we reorient world production away from weaponry, away from killingry to livingry. The things to do are the things that need doing, that you see need to be done, that no one else seems to see need to be done. This will bring out the real you that often gets buried under a character that has acquired a superficial array of behaviors induced or imposed by others on the individual. Try making experiments. Don't be disappointed if something doesn't work. That's what you want to know. The truth about everything. And then the truth about combinations of things. You're going to have to really know the truth. You can deceive others. You can deceive your brain self. But you can't deceive your mind self. For mind deals only with the discovery of truth. People say that I'm an optimist. I say that I'm a very hard realist. I know we have the option to make it, but that's very different from being an optimist. I know we have the capability to destroy ourselves. I think it's touch and go, but I think we're going to make it. But don't let up. Don't let up, or we won't make it. Keep at your integrity more than ever in all your life before, and we will make it. So, thank you, darling people.